Police have arrested one man and are hunting another over the weekend death of a Mandurah man. Forensic police today returned to the house where the 28-year-old victim was assaulted and thrown through a window early on Friday morning. He suffered massive blood loss and died on Saturday. Police have arrested a 37-year-old man and released an image of a second man wanted over the assault.
The Sydney mother who survived yesterday's massacre of her family has left hospital to grieve in private. The 31-year-old woman witnessed the stabbing deaths of her two young children and her father before her estranged husband also killed himself.
To lose two children at such a young age is just a tragedy, and to lose your father on top is just something that is insurmountable.
The woman spent the night under sedation before leaving hospital today to move in with her mother.
One of Perth's most notorious criminals has been arrested after an armed police raid on a secret bunker. The 30-year-old is suspected of committing a series of armed robberies and car thefts. As a teenager, he became known as the Porsche Kid because of his passion for stealing luxury cars.
Back in custody after months on the police most wanted list, the 30-year-old and his 17-year-old girlfriend were arrested by heavily armed officers during a raid on a strawberry farm just after 9 o'clock this morning.
It's basically just like a normal farm type shed, but enclosed within that shed is another concrete shed, or bunker if you like, which is where he was.
Detectives from Wembley and Perth Tactical Investigations also seized a stolen car from the property and electrical equipment suspected of being stolen.
He'll be questioned in relation to a series of armed robberies and other offences.
One of the robberies was a daring smash and grab on a Subiaco diamond shop which netted $160,000 worth of jewellery. In an unusual move, police had been ordered not to pursue the suspect because of the potential danger to other motorists after he drove through a red light at 170 kilometres an hour trying to evade arrest. As a teenager, the man became well known as the Porsche Kid for stealing luxury cars, including a Ferrari and a Jaguar. He was also jailed for 9 years for a series of violent armed robberies and 3 times escaped from prison. He was released on parole last November. The suspect will appear in court tomorrow. Neil Poe, 7 News.
Tens of thousands of people in Melbourne can't get home from work tonight with a dangerous siege underway. A man armed with a shotgun is holed up in a van on a freeway. The Westgate Bridge is completely empty as heavily armed police move in, trying to convince the gunman to surrender. The standoff has sparked a massive traffic jam, winding back several kilometres. The siege has been underway for 6 hours.
2 Australian tourists have escaped a kidnap drama in Colombia thanks to the type of shoes they were wearing. They were among a group of 15 backpackers who were confronted by armed rebels. The pair were left behind because they were wearing sandals, not sturdy shoes.
We did not see the other 8 tourists again. We do not know where they have gone. We are very concerned for their safety and their welfare.
More than 2,000 Colombian troops are searching for the kidnapped backpackers.
3 people have been killed and 10 injured after a hostage drama in Japan. A disgruntled worker set off an explosion after holding workmates at knife point.
This was the incredible end to a 3-hour hostage drama at a Japanese courier company. After holding his workmates captive at knife point, the man splashed kerosene around, then lit a match. The result, a massive explosion, which blew out windows and sparked a huge fire. 7 hostages were released just before the blast. Many of the injured were saved when the fire brigade moved in to pull off daring rescues. It's believed those killed were the 52-year-old hostage taker, along with the office manager and a police officer. It was all caused by a dispute over 3 months of unpaid wages. Mark Gibson, 7 News.
Convicted Bali bomber Amrozi has reportedly lost his first appeal against his death sentence. The man, known as the Smiling Bomber, had appealed to Bali's High Court, but the judges are said to remain convinced of his guilt. Amrozi's lawyers are expected to lodge a second appeal, this time with the Indonesian Supreme Court.
John Howard might be talking down an early election, but the latest opinion polls could have him changing his mind. Labor leader Simon Crean's popularity has hit a record low.
These days, Simon Crean must find it hard to get up in the morning, let alone keep a spring in his step, but he keeps plugging away.
I'm going to the next election. I'm leading the next election.
That's not what many on his own side believe after seeing today's latest news poll. While the party vote shows Labor within striking distance, Mr Crean's personal standing has hit a record low. On the measure of preferred Prime Minister, he slumped to just 16%, compared to John Howard's 61%. Mr Crean's supporters were out with a very big bucket of gloss.
We've gone through all that nonsense and we've just got to get behind him now and drive the issues home.
Others, like frontbencher Kelvin Thompson, were more direct. In response to speculation, Mr Crean might quit.
That was absolute crap.
But the Prime Minister, whose own popularity in opposition once touched 18%, is not tempted by the polls, telling his party room today there'll be no election until the second half of next year. In Canberra, Glenn Milne, 7 News.
There's been an overwhelming response to our 7 News phone poll on the use of speed cameras. 4,400 votes were lodged. 85%, or just over 3,800 viewers, thought speed cameras were being used to raise revenue. Just 644, or 14%, thought the machines were being used to save lives. Thank you to everyone who took part.
Australian men are being told heart disease, the nation's biggest killer, is a real battle of the sexes. Researchers have found testosterone could be a trigger that puts men at greater risk than women.
Men suffer 5 times the heart disease of women. Now a new reason why: testosterone. The sex hormone that makes men men also helps clog arteries.
If you take cells that gobble up cholesterol and you expose them to testosterone, the boy cells go crazy and gobble up much more cholesterol than the girl cells.
Experts used to think women lived longer because they were protected by the female hormone estrogen. Now it's thought they're protected by their lack of testosterone.
From a biological perspective, it's equivalent to saying that men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
And men don't do themselves any favours, smoking more and being more overweight than women and less likely to see a doctor. And the damage can start in the teens when testosterone levels are highest. What this research also tells us is there is a real need for treatments that are gender specific, and work is already underway on a heart medicine just for men. Paul Caddick, 7 News.
The who's who of country music have gathered in Tennessee to farewell Johnny Cash. Among the hundreds of mourners, music stars Sheryl Crow, Emmylou Harris and John Mellencamp. Chris Christopherson delivered the eulogy. The man in black was buried alongside his wife, who died earlier this year. Johnny Cash died last week after complications from diabetes. He was 71.
Still to come in 7 News, Perth police smash a burglary ring.
And panic rooms.
The new trend to protect Perth homeowners from intruders.